a very serious problem, a very serious problem, where you see, but that's what I was picking on, because he's saying that, look, I don't mean content or message, I know he doesn't, that's not the point.
But his language.
The point is that the language.
So how would you say the same thing in a different language? Different words.
The 15 minutes I spent explaining that, did you hear once the word content or message? Once?
But these are okay.
We are captive to these.
From a poetry point of view. From a poetry point of view. But here's where I'm coming from.
What serious problem?
So okay, let me ask you this. I know it's a serious problem. But let me ask you this. Where I'm coming from is this. Okay, when I watch TV, I'm looking at the message and the content, but not from a marketing point of view. I'm looking at it from a quality point of view. So how would you
quality control चाहिए होगा उसके बाद
what words would you use for that? When I listen to music, I'm evaluating how rich is the content. This has nothing to do with marketing. How rich is the message? How rich,
my dear friend,
is because in communication.
Yeah.
In communication, see, putting marketing aside, I don't like marketing. In communication, there are three things. There is the message, there is the sender, and there's a receiver. How else do you describe it?
That is it.
If you wanna use a different word, what is it?
I can see his problem being he's an IT guy. Okay.
Tell me what's a different word.
I have a हल्का सा मैं उठूँ बस वो अमना बहुत थकी हुई है मैं उठता हूँ
अच्छा but जनाब आप ऐसे करें, let's forget about
what is the different word there other than message. So when there's communication, there is a message, and part of the message is a lot of junk.
Yeah, we're not going to get very far. Look,
in TV, in music, there's a lot of junk, and so that means the quality is low, and the message is not rich, the content is not rich, and it's superficial, and so on.
Yeah, no. Look, I mean, I think I know all of that. Okay, so let's leave it aside. Let's just forget about the particular problem with the kind of vocabulary that is being used here. But the gist of the matter is, yes, that stories, okay, are a way in your language to convey certain kinds of messages, if you want. Okay, so here we have a story about Krishna, and this story is susceptible of being interpreted at several different levels. Okay, so there is the level of physicality, there is the level of the story itself. There is a narrative. The story begins somewhere, it goes, then you have a middle point, and it goes somewhere else. It can be interpreted at the level of allegory. That is, that it's not a story about the love of the gopis for Krishna or Krishna for the gopis alone. That is man for woman and woman for man. It's a story of the love that human beings have for the divine, for God. So that would be the allegorical reading, right? But you can also read it as a story of romance if you want to, right? So this is where the debate comes in, that what is the kind of interpretive mechanism.
So
right?
so as that part of the story which is like what was the word you used? Was it romance or the word you just used?
Allegory, love of the divine.
But on the other hand, between humans.
Yeah, the love of human for the divine.
But also
love of a man for a woman, woman for a man.
Yeah, and
level of physicality, right?
So you're calling it love and
well, that would be
not romance.
Well, that you could call it that. The problem may have to do with how the word romance is captured, because I think in the West, romance
includes sexuality, definitely.
Almost always. Yeah, that the physical act becomes a part of the definition, I think.